Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello viewers, welcome once again to my channel. For those of you that are new, you are most welcome. Those of you that are existing subscribers, you are also most welcome. By the grace of Allah and with your prayers, I am well, and I am hoping that you are all well too. Okay, so as you can see from the screen, we're having a recap in this session, a review of cumulative frequency polygons and histograms, and we're going to add or look at something else that can be drawn from the data, which is a box plot. Okay, so we need the data from these to create that, and that is also sometimes asked in exam questions. Okay, so let's make a start. Before we do, then please, as always, the plea goes out. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. The viewing figures have gone down recently, and the subscription rate is rather disappointing, so please help in whatever way that you can. Okay, let's make a start. Okay, we'll be plotting three different types of diagrams, as I've said, and we'll also learn how to create a box plot. Okay, so we're recapping on the topics that we've done, but of course you must learn everything, and it's not just, a few topics that will get you the grades in the final exam. Okay, so no doubt you are familiar with this table if you've done previous lessons. So you are asked to draw a cumulative frequency of this information and use it to construct a box plot. Okay, so just to get you started, this is the column cumulative frequency. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to freeze the screen and come up with the figures, then we will plot that as a cumulative frequency. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is merely an addition of each of the numbers. Here we only have 12, and we can add 18 to that to get 38, and so on. Okay, so the cumulative frequency is 120. In other words, there are 120 altogether. Okay, so from this we will need to find out the various positions, for example, what the mean frequency was, etc. So once again, I'll freeze the screen so that you can draw this frequency curve. In fact, what I'll do is I'll put the axes on. So cumulative frequency goes there and time goes there. Okay, give you a short time to freeze. Okay, I'm about to put the scale and the figures on then. So that's the scale I've used for time, and that's the scale I've used for cumulative frequency. So we need to plot those figures. Of course, it starts at 0, and the first one is 12, 30, 60, 95 and 120, and we just join those. Okay, so it's a nice easy question to do in an exam. Don't be frightened by it. Okay, moving on, there will be certain data that we need to do the box diagram. So we need the lowest possible value. That's very, very easy. It is 0. And we need the highest possible value. Again, that's easy because it's 120. Oh, sorry, 50. from the time, so I'm on the wrong scale. And then we need the median, which is going to be the 60th item, and then we read down and it's 20. So the median time is 20. In addition to that, we need the lower quartile. So 120 divided by 4 is the 30th item, which is there, and we merely read down, and that is 10. Okay, and then we need the upper quartile, which is 3/4 of the way, and that is 90, and we read down, and I make that 28. Okay, so those are the figures that we need for a diagram called a box plot, which is going to show us all 4 quarters. Okay, so we've got the information, and this diagram looks something like this. First of all, we plot the extreme values, 0 and 50. The median goes there, the lower quartile is there, and that is the upper quartile. So this is showing what the distribution was in each of the quarters. So as you can see, in the final quarter there are more. Okay, so we join this bit here, yeah, because that is showing the lower quartile and the upper quartile, and we merely put a line there. All right, so each of these is 25%. Okay, and that is what a box diagram plot looks like. Like I said, they're less and less popular, but you never know. Okay, so we're going to draw a frequency polygon, see if you can remember. So I'll give you a little bit of a clue. So we need the midpoints, and that should be easy. Okay, 5 seconds to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the midpoint of 0 and 5 is 2.5. Midpoint of that is 7.5. Midpoint of that is 15. Midpoint of 20 and 30 is 25, and 40 for the last one. Okay, so we need to plot that. Okay, so there's the data again, and I'll give you 5 seconds to freeze the screen and plot that frequency polygon. Okay, so I'll show you what the axes are. So the frequency goes on there, and the time goes on there. So see if you have the same intervals as I create. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's what I created for time. Okay, and that is the frequency. All right. So we're going to plot these figures. So that's 2.5 and 12. 7.5 and 18. So hopefully you're using graph paper and it's a lot more accurate. 15 and 30. 25 and 35, and we're down here for the last one, 40 and 25. So we just join those. Okay, so that is what a frequency polygon looks like. Okay, moving on. Okay, so cumulative so we're going to draw a histogram of this data and use it to estimate the number of people who take between 25 and 35 minutes to get home. Okay, hopefully you can remember the formula, and once you've done that you can work out the frequency density. Okay, so I hear everybody saying we've forgotten the formula. The formula is frequency divided by class width. Okay, so in the first one the frequency is 12 and the class width is 5. So 12 divided by 5 is 2.4. Okay, so I'll let you carry on with the rest of it and I'll reveal the figures in 5 seconds. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next one comes to 3.6 because 18 divided by 5 is that. Oh dear, 30 divided by 10 is 3. 35 divided by 10 is 3.5. And we had 30 to 50, that's 20. So that's 25 divided by 20 is 1.25. Okay, so we need to plot these densities. Okay, so again I'll show you what the two axes are. So we have frequency density on there, if you can remember, and we have time on there. So I'll give you 5 seconds to see what you draw, and then we'll compare it to mine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm about to go through the labeling and the drawing. So that's what we have there for the time, because the highest value is 50. So 10-point intervals. And of course the highest density is 3.6, so we only need to go up to 4. Okay, so we're going to create the histogram. So as you can see, that goes up to 2.2. The next one is 3.6 because that class interval 5 to 10. The next one is 3. So you notice, sorry, the previous ones were 5, this one's a 10. Okay, we have another 10 here, and that one has 3.5. Okay, and the final one, 1.25. Okay, so we have to answer this question, draw a histogram, and so we've done that, and now we're going to estimate the number of people who take between 25 and 35 minutes. So if you remember, we need to create the rectangles for these values. Okay, so they are there. So as you can see, there are two rectangles there. The first one, it measures 5 and the density was 3.5. So the total there is 17.5. The second rectangle, which is this one, again it's we multiply 5 by 1.25, which is the density. We get 6.25. We merely add the two numbers, which is 23.75. So I've never seen 23 3/4 people, so we round it off. The answer is 24. Okay, so I do hope that you are able to cope with these diagrams. It just remains for me to show you once again the work that we have done and what you should know for GCSE. Okay, so just by way of summary, we've recapped plotting the types of graph, we've looked at interpreting them, and it just remains for me to say thank you very much for watching. Please keep watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel, particularly the subscribe. The rate is not growing fast enough. Please help in whatever way that you can. So I bid you farewell. I say look after each other, look after yourselves, अपना ख्याल रखना, दूसरों का ख्याल रखना, दुआओं में याद रखना. अल्लाह हाफिज.